Hi.
Of course. Hola, cage fighting connoisseurs. This is KidNativeBloodAlvo.com, joined once again by the ineffable, ineluctable, inevitable Eugene S. Robinson, author of Something, 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 Fight, blah, blah.
A long, slow screw. You could get away with that. Or
yeah, a long, slow screw. Play a threesome in 4 acts.
No, a long, slow screw is a novel.
That's right. What's the threesome in 4 acts called?
That's called The Inimitable Sounds of Love, a threesome in 4 acts.
I see.
That's a play.
And so you're doing your Luke Cage costume?
Not yet.
Not yet. There we go.
Luke Cage, Power Man.
Luke Cage. And we're here for the TUF Latin American Finale 3 Care Don't Care preview. Eugene, first, tell us about your gold medal, your recent gold medal.
See, we call this kidnate jiu-jitsu. He didn't talk about it right after it happened.
No,
because he had to think of a couple of escape routes by which to make mock of me.
Nonsense! I just want to know what happened.
Now he waits. So I won. For those not to know who don't watch Knuckle Up, I won. It was a historic march to victory at the U.S. Open. Gold medalist, first place winner, ultra heavy division.
Was this gi or no gi?
Gi.
Gi. Wow! Did you win by
submission, baby?
Key lock, no less.
Fucking key lock. Yep.
All right. And was it a 1-match tournament?
Whatever, man. It was a cream.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
It was a 1-match.
Yeah. It was one difficult. It was like Rocky. It was like so yeah, it was one guy.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
One man standing between me and immortality, and I knew. Like the old lady was watching. She goes, "Yeah, it's weird. When you start these, you just kind of walk out." And I go, "Yeah, at least I'm not hugging everybody." I was so geeked when I think my first Worlds, I was like hugging the ref, hugging the guy I was fighting before the match. You're not supposed to do that. I didn't know what I was. I was hugging anybody. That's how confused I was. And this one, I kind of go out. I'm like, "Hey, hi, you guys, hi." And the guy goes, "Umbach," and then it was a whirlwind of violent activity.
I see. Do the Brazilians consider the key lock kind of a bullshit hold?
Out of the bullshit holds that I could have done, this was the least bullshitty for me. Like, for example, I didn't hit him with a smother, which I've done before in competition as well. So, no, the only part that I sort of fucked up is as soon as he tapped and the ref waved me off, I stood up, found Sorrao in the stands, and Sorrao and this guy was sitting here right now and went, "Da-da!" And they both gave me the return finger, but then he gets this look on his face. I said, "Hey, what was that look about?" He goes, "You could have been fucking disqualified, you idiot." I was like, I wasn't giving the finger. It's bad small. I was like, well, I'm glad he didn't see it then. So,
well, a narrow escape. Now give us a disclaimer so we can get on with the show.
All right, crybabies, bedwetters, greedy bread gobblers, losers, work-shy individuals, and malingerers. This has less to do with your skills and talents as a fighter and much more to do with the marketing heft and weight that William Morris has and Ari Emanuel have put behind you. So, if you're on the don't care list, don't come crying to us. Fight an exciting fight and get your ass off the list. And keep your job, incidentally. But don't come crying to us, crybabies, bedwetters.
All right. And one thing about the hood, you wouldn't wear dim lighting for the 6th round because of your heavy melanin skin, but the hood is making your face completely vanish.
Yeah, whatever. I was about to take it off. Come on, man. I'm all about pacing. What's the matter with you?
You look like a Jawa from Star Wars.
I'm trying to stretch the show out since I have like 1 care on the whole card.
I think you'll have 4, but that's just my guess. So
okay, all right.
So this is a Saturday night fights. It's going to be main card and prelims are on Fox Sports 1. But first, 3 fights on UFC Fight Pass, including one I think you might care about. But first, featherweight, Enrique Barzola versus Chris Avila.
Don't give a shit.
No, don't care. No need to work blue here, Mr. Robinson.
So also, the reality of it is that our don't cares have a certain weight of providence at this point now. Because the entire premise of the show is that guys who wander in with a kind of cursory understanding of the sport, you have to, just the casual fan comes in. Are they going to care? They don't care. Except now the casual fan works behind the desk at William Morris, So you're not talking about seasoned MMA heads who are reading MMA Junkie, who are reading Bloody Elbow, who are reading. You're talking about guys and girls who have been making their hay, trying to get B-level actors gigs, above their punching weight. So
they get their MMA news on TMZ, like everybody.
I would. There had been a rumor in the old days that Joe Silva was making his picks by going to Keurig Underground, that one of the more popular at least in the old days online forums. If you don't think they're paying attention, you're fucking wrong. So the weight of our disclaimer also gets heavier. Sorry, man.
I see.
I mean, the thing is, there are things that you can do. The things that you can do short of shit that you can do in the cage that don't rely on fucking personality. Genki Sudo might have had the personality of a bar of margarine, but when he comes in dressed like Diana Ross and the Supremes with fucking some dancers around him, that's an entrance. Now, maybe they have rules controlling the entrance. I don't know, but that's an entrance worth remembering. Didn't have to have an ounce of personality to do that. Just had to come up with the idea.
Well, that some people think ideas are part of your personality. But
yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. So moving right along, lightweight, Marco Polo Reyes versus Jason Novelli.
Don't care.
All right.
And D-Man just texts, didn't Kimura tap Gracie with a key lock?
That's why it's a bullshit. That's why.
That's likely why Brazilians hate the hold. I can't base my life on.
He didn't tap Helio. He broke his shoulder.
Yes, I can't. I'm not going to base my life on the failures of Brazilians.
I see. All right. This is the big one. Middleweight, Alex Nicholson versus smiling Sam Alvey.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh no, you know what? Okay, no, I care. I care.
I care
because I'm trying to put myself in a William Morris head, and I care. If I'm a junior agent at William Morris, I care about smiling Sam Alvey because he's got a little something. He does a smile
and a knockout punch.
And a shtick and a thing. He's got a little bit of a thing, So, which could be parlayed. He goes, D-Man says, the preview for the jaded MMA fan. That's what it is.
Indeed.
So, yeah, I care about this. And but I don't know jack shit about Nicholson. So it's a weird pick.
Yeah, he doesn't have a wiki. So that tells you a lot. A lot of non-wikis on this fight card. All right, now we're up to the fight.
So I guess we're picking Sam. We're picking Sam to win then, which I don't think is. Sam is dangerously close to not being a guy who I want to pick to win. But
yeah, Sam's a counterpuncher, and if you stay away from Sam's counterpunch, then Sam tends to dance around and not do anything. So,
are you going to pick him?
Yeah, I'm going to pick him, but it's.
I picked him as well. So
it's foolishness. Right. So yeah. All right, so now we're on to the 4-fight Fox Sports 1 prelims, not to be confused with the 6-fight Fox Sports 1 main card that immediately follows.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes. Bantamweight, Henry Briones versus Douglas Silva de Andrade.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either. Sorry, guys. All right. Welterweight, Erick Montano versus Max Griffin.
Don't care.
Oh, and I didn't mention this is taking place in Arena Ciudad de Mexico in Mexico City, Mexico.
Yeah, that's right.
Or Mexico, as some say.
Which is why it's really good that Verdum chose to make his stand, because he didn't really need that commentator money.
No. And I'm sure they don't need the expert commentator on the Spanish broadcast either. All right. We already didn't care about the welterweights. Yes. Now we've got a catchweight fight, 140 pounds, between Marco Beltran and Joe Soto.
Don't care.
And that's because it's a short notice fight because former Bellator champ Joe Soto came in late on short notice. So you don't care even though you've got a former Bellator champ?
No, that's not an automatic given. Believe it or not, I more so than many, gone back a long way with Scott Coker and have been watching Bellator and Strikeforce fights for a long time. Nah, sorry.
No, I see. Brutal. And we're not even caring about the Friday night Bellator event, which seems like it's got some good fights on it. But
yeah, I'm getting the announcements, man. But the
hype videos are pretty good this time, I think. And that Liam kid, he's starting to get my attention.
Yeah. I mean, at the top of the card on every Bellator card is worth watching, but that's it.
Perhaps.
I hate to say that, man. I really do, but
It's true. It's true. There, but you got to focus at the headliner. That's the money fight. So, all right, now the headliner of the prelim cards: bantamweight Erik Perez versus Felipe Arantes.
Man,
there was a time when Erik Perez was there. Mexican flag.
I know. I want to say I care him, but he's not a smiling Sam Alvey, so it's not like he's got the.
I feel like anybody who loses to Brian Caraway has lost my care.
Yeah, I don't care. You're right.
Yeah. That's me neither. Sorry, guys. Felipe, I'm almost care about Arantes, but I don't. All right, so now we move on to the 6-fight main card, starting with women's strawweight.
It should be noted that as of now, we have one care.
Yes, and I predicted that we would have one care, but I predict you're going to have 3, maybe 4 more. So, first up, women's strawweight, Alexa Grasso and Heather Jo Clark.
Don't care.
Heather Jo Clark, doesn't she sound like she could have been in that movie with Dennis Wilson and Jeff Bridges where they were stock car drivers?
That I almost went down Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, but you're wrong.
Yes, Thunderbolt. What? I'm wrong. You don't think that sounds like a name that could have been?
Yeah, maybe. I just watched Dirty Mary Crazy Larry again. Because I remember that being a great movie, so I subjected the old lady to it, and she's like looking at me at the end like, the fuck? What the fuck? And I was like, well, the ending was great. She goes, yeah, you hated all the characters so much that by the time it got to the end, you were really happy,
I see. And so it's not so great. Is that what you're saying? You've amended your review?
Yeah. If you Dirty Mary Crazy Larry as an adult in 2016 is something only to be enjoyed if you're fucking just getting slammergasted.
I see. The gal pal can ruin a movie. If you're sitting next to a woman who's hate watching your show.
Yeah. How do you? Oh man, man, that takes a special skill just to, yeah.
Yeah, but I got my revenge. I hate watched Downton Abbey to the point where she couldn't even watch it anymore.
And all you have to do is like every 7 or 8 minutes or so, you kind of go like this.
Exactly.
Mirthlessly.
Anytime a male character on Downton Abbey had a line of dialogue, I would just go, ugh, and roll my eyes. It's like, talk about a cuck convention. That show, those guys, feckless.
Well, fortunately, my old lady, like this will be great, because it's like women focused, a lot of talking, not a lot of guns, and from my point of view, it had Nazis. So I'm like, okay, even though Lillian Hellman is a piece of shit and lied from top to bottom, that famous Mary McCarthy quote, every word she writes is a lie, including and the. And then by the end of the movie, she was like, man, that kind of. All right, that sucked. I was like, yeah, it was won all these awards. People went crazy for it in 1977. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's still a puzzler. All right, here we come. Now this one, I predict you're going to care about.
I'm feeling merciless, man. I'm sitting here with my WME hat on, and it's changing my worldview. But go ahead.
All right, lightweight, Beneil Dariush versus Rashid Magomedov.
Yes, I care, and here I'm going to let a little secret out of the bag. About 8 days ago, I did a long interview with Dariush for a piece I'm writing. So
for Aussie.
Yep.
I see. And what was the angle?
Rising Star.
Rising Star. All right. Charges. Go ahead.
I took a fucking flyer on this one because if the guy loses, then all the work I'd spent on the piece is out the fucking window. But
remember when he got tapped by Michael Chiesa?
Yeah.
Like he was supposed to be Mr. Grappling, Mr. Submission, and then he just got schooled by the fool with the beard.
Well, Chiesa's got that one move, man. You get any guy, the guy here, the Trump supporter here, has got this deep half. It's fuck. I for a long time resisted and said I'm not gonna go to YouTube to try to beat it. Then I fucking broke down and went to YouTube. Can't beat it, man. Can't. Yeah.
Even when you went to YouTube, you still can't beat it.
Still can't.
Did you try the key lock?
No.
Championship key lock.
See, the problem is he's a more astute study of my style than I've gotten fixated on the deep half. So it's like, and in my quiver, I don't have nearly as many fucking weapons. So it's like I pay attention to three things. I know Eugene's going to do one of these three things. I got counters to those three things, and I'm focused on the deep half. And the other things in his quiver, I'm not paying attention to. So it's a but he's winning first place in everything he's doing as well. So
what belt rank is he?
He's purple two-stripe like me.
I see.
And he's 42, so he's got like fucking a stacked division usually. He's usually fighting 5 fights. So
I see. Well, I'm glad you're representing for the oldsters.
That's it.
All right.
Old plumpers. How do you like that as a porno line? Buddy of mine says, "Hey, I'm coming by with this porn star." Oh, really? What has she done? Oh, she's in this series. I go, what series? He goes, I don't know, just some series. So she comes by, I meet her, I go, what series? He goes, Old Plumpers. I go, man, I wish you had told me that before I fucking left the house.
Magic. It says everything right there. Magic. Old Plumpers. All right, so featherweight. Wait, do you have a pick?
Yeah,
do you have a pick?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Beneil.
I'm going to go with Magomedov.
Okay.
He's undefeated in the UFC, And, so featherweight, Ricardo Lamas versus Charles Oliveira.
Yes, I can.
This is a heck of a fight. I mean,
and Charles Oliveira was a don't care who became a care. So,
when was Charles Oliveira ever a don't care? The kid was heavily hyped.
Fucking 2 years ago, I remember saying I didn't care about him
because you gave up on him.
I think he had a stumble, and then my confidence was shaken after all the hype. I thought another Erick Silva, and I was like, "Fuck this guy."
I see. But now he just lost Anthony Pettis. But
yeah. So who's the fight again? Who is it? Tell me again.
Ricardo Lamas.
Oh yeah.
Very dangerous.
Ricardo Lamas does a great Conor McGregor imitation. But,
does he?
Yeah. I'm still scorched a little bit with the Oliveira thing, so I'm going to pick Lamas.
Well, my brain says pick Lamas, but because you picked him, I got to pick Oliveira.
Okay.
Right. In your face, Eugene. In your face when Oliveira wins.
Could somebody make a screen a gif of him saying "in your face," so we could just run that back and forth again after Lamas wins.
Yeah, we'll see who has the last laugh. All right, now
you're calling Smirk out of the mist. You're daring him to return. So,
yeah. All right. Lightweight Diego Sanchez versus submission master Marcin Held.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and
of course.
You think Held has any chance of making this his fight?
Yeah, I think because I think Sanchez is one of those guys who what is something that Mike Goldberg would say, doesn't run from a fight, by which he means he's not gonna, if the guy's strength is like kind of Diaz-esque, if the guy's strength is the ground, he's gonna choose to try to beat him up on the ground just to make a point,
Yeah.
And also I gotta tell you, with my WME hat on, there's some guys who this is a blessing in disguise, and I always thought that he had a certain type of it. There's no mistake that Key and Peele, chose to kind of mimic him in that Ultimate Fighting kind of send up that they did. He's got the power of crazy. I don't know what it is, but he's got a little something. So,
but now that he's become a zombie who walks into head-crushing blows over and over again, he's less charming.
He's not going to. Why do you think they put him against Held?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, you're picking who you picking?
I'd like to say that I'm going to bat for the home team and pick a grappler, but I'm gonna pick Sanchez because I'm an old guy.
Going for the old guy, huh? Well, I got to go for Held. So
okay.
I'm going to go for Held. Although I can see him
because you're a fool. But okay.
Yes, clearly because I am a fool. I can see Sanchez. Sanchez actually, has fairly good grappling and wrestling for a guy who wants to be Leonard Garcia when he grows up. So I could see him stifling Held completely, but we'll see. All right, now we've got the TUF Latin American finale. Lightweights, Martin Bravo and Claudio Puelles.
Don't give a fuck.
No, I don't care either. Although, let's not forget, Yair Rodriguez was an Latin American Ultimate
Fighter winner. That's true.
So some surprising talent has come out.
But he was also a don't care at one point as well.
He was until he wowed us and then frustrated us. So
some Sakuraba-like action.
Yes. Now we come to the lightweight headliner. This fight, to me, this is pay-per-view. This should be a pay-per-view. I'd say a pay-per-view card opener. Rafael dos Anjos, former champ, versus Tony Ferguson, rising star.
Yeah.
Big
care, and I'm gonna have to go with RDA.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm thinking, man. You know what? I'm a visionary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see stuff that's not there.
I think that's called delusional.
Delusional. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just like RDA too much to pick against him.
But after he lost to Eddie Alvarez,
yeah,
I don't think Ferguson can do the same things.
Alvarez barely won that fight, man.
Oh,
hey, is anybody else? I mean, he's like the comeback kid, right? So, I think RDA was more like, I can't believe. By being, the question is, did that thing crawl into his brain pan enough to fuck him up the wrong way? I don't care that it fucks him up the right way, where the guy goes back to the gym and goes Rocky on everybody because he's trying to get back up there. He's got a wife, he's got kids, he's well into the family thing. You got to eat. Just running the gym is not going to do it. Kids got to go to college. Fuck that. Fuck you. Ferguson can take a loss. He can't. I see him being motivated, will-driven. I'd like to, okay, thank you. Somebody just texted. RDA left Kings. Okay, that throws a fucking.
Yeah, RDA is like, I think it's fuck up city. Plus, Ferguson has like what, an 8-fight winning streak in the UFC. Like, this guy is hungry, and he's proven himself, and he's brutal.
You ain't been hungry. That was my Burgess Meredith.
You need to squint your eye up when he did.
He said maybe a loss of faith. Maybe he was already planning it. I think if you, all right, man. I think if you start sucking shit, you got to change. The only reason I'm still at Sirraz is because of my winning ways.
See,
I don't give a shit. I don't fuck care. I'm picking RDA.
I see. I'm picking Ferguson by knockout.
Oh, okay.
That's right. That's right. I said it.
So, yeah, well, this would be very depressing. If he wins by knockout, it'll be very depressing. Even if you're not an RDA fan, that shit is depressing. And you know what I mentioned on Knuckle Up the other day? And nobody bid on it. Nobody touched it. Nobody came up. I did a Where's Waldo with Rampage, and I got nothing. It was like, hello. The echo effect. Nobody. Nothing. Where's that guy? Where is that guy?
Vault. He's locked under a bus.
Litz, baby.
Yeah. Well, it's, he screwed himself pretty good jumping around from Bellator to the UFC and then losing the lawsuit. And, that was just dumb. So that's our show. Any final thoughts on the program, Eugene?
Well, you were wrong. This was the beginning of your wrong ways. We have five cares on the card. So this is just what we call shape of things to come, my friend.
I see. Well, since you dissed my Hello Kitty Band-Aid yesterday, I'm still pissed. So
you see, that's a problem. I forget about. I never forget a slight against me, but I forget the transgressions against others, which puts me in a bad position. I tell you the worst position. I had this woman. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you have these women who have like a come to God moment, and then whoever they're dating at the time, they have to confess everything.
Yes.
And so she calls and tells me, I told Ian everything. I said, what do you mean everything? She goes, everything. And I was like, fuck. And of course, I don't remember at all what this guy looks like. So now this guy is out there like a shark, waiting for me to get fucking to be slipping.
He's got the cockled horns that say Eugene Robinson.
Before he fucking strikes, and it's like, I said, could you send me a picture of him again? So she goes, well, he looks a lot different now. I go, oh, that's comforting. That's comforting. Now that he's been sleeping under bridges, sharpening knives, he looks a lot different now. Why'd you have to confess everything? She goes, I thought it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's no good.
Well, see, it guaranteed that I remembered him, though. I mean,
But did you ever figure what he looked like?
No.
Did he ever reappear?
That not thus far, but I'm still on high alert because 20 years, 25, 30 years, that guy hasn't forgotten this. He's still got it out for me. As well he should. Yes. That's no argument number one in favor of not getting caught slipping.
I see. Stay away from the OPP. Okay. That's our
I didn't say stay away from it. I just said I just said keep your eyes open.
Sage advice. Yeah. Moral clarity with Eugene S. Robinson. That should be your new show, Moral Clarity.
Yeah. I can help you with your morality issues.
Yes, indeed. Well, you do write an advice column. All right. So follow us on Twitter @KidNate, @Eugene S. Robinson. Read me at bloodyelbow.com. Read Eugene at Aussie.com.
Got a piece up today. Got a piece up today about Blackwell's rum, and leave it to somebody on my Facebook page. No sooner did I post it than Steve Anthony goes, advertising. I was like, truth, buddy. I like it. I'm not getting cash for this. Get the fuck out of it. I go to his page, and his wall is a photo that says asshole. Like, of course he's one of my Facebook friends. Advertising, you fucking prick, shill, sellout, fuck. Okay, I got you, Steve. Thanks.
Friendship. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. All right, Zane and Connor will be back with the vivisection tomorrow to give you the detailed breakdown on this. Then I won't be there Saturday night, but Zane and probably Eddie Mercado will be there for the 6th round Saturday night. I've got a Cub Scout camp out. Eugene will be knuckle-upping on Sunday. We'll post it on Monday and go on into UFC 205 the following weekend. Alvarez versus McGregor, the one we've all been waiting for, the Madison Square Garden debut, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. All right. So
I hear things.
You hear things.
I hear things about a McGregor foot injury, but I don't know.
I see. Well, pour your money on Alvarez. You heard it here first. And if you lose, Eugene will make it good, right?
No.
Yeah. Indeed. Talk about Gicks, guys.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no. If I'm telling you right out not to trust me, you should know.
Yeah, that's a good sign. All right. So adios, MMA aficionados. Thanks, Eugene. We'll see you next time.
All right, man.